But we are confronted with a jarring reality. A judge's residence in Lutyens, Delhi had burnt notes, cash haul. There is no FIR till date. We have in the country rule of law, criminal justice system. And if I go to the legal field which is occupied by legislation, there can be no occasion whatsoever to delay even for a moment, because that is ordainment of law. The surest way to degenerate an individual or bring down an institution is to keep it away from probe, keep it away from scrutiny, which means the institute becomes, the individual becomes law unto oneself. And therefore, if we have to really nurture democracy, ensure that democracy blossoms, it is inescapable that we hold every institution accountable and every individual accountable and in accordance with law. But time has come now for revisitation, because the scenario is indeed one for which every person in the country is waiting. They want nothing but absolute truth to come out. They cannot wait any longer, because this concerns judicial institution. And therefore I said that after the Supreme Court had seen a very challenging tenure for nearly 2 years, we have newer soothing trend lines. These are emerging. And I am full of optimism and hope that even legacy issues that deter us from responding to sublimity of accountability and transparency will be overcome by revisitation. I got a good news this afternoon. A process of determination has taken place. If we look at effectively the legislature, the executive, the judiciary, then when we are in distress, troubled by executive, we look up to judiciary. Accept constitutional amendments if legislation has transgressed beyond the power indicated in the Constitution. We look up to judiciary. So a robust judicial system is quintessential to survival of democracy, to blossoming of democracy. And if that system, for one incident, is clouded somewhat, it is our pious obligation to clear the air at the earliest. And I say so for this reason, that investigation all over the world is domain of the executive. Adjudication thereof is the domain of judiciary. I wonder, as Chairman Rajya Sabha, having examined the scenario which obtains in the country for removal of a judge under Article 124, the committee can be legitimately constituted only either by the Speaker or the Chairman, as the case may be, when requisite number of members of Parliament come with a resolution to remove the judge. Now just imagine how much labor has gone to Chief Justices of 2 High Courts. In one High Court, the coverage area is 2 states and a union territory. They involved with an inquiry which does not have any constitutional premise or legal sanctity. But most importantly, it will be inconsequential. The inquiry report may be sent to anyone under a mechanism evolved by the court on the administrative side. Can in this country we afford to invest so much time at the cost of administrative work of the Chief Justice of a High Court? a judicial work of the High Court. And I still wonder, while investigating, or so-called investigation, the three-judge committee recovered electronic equipment from people. This is a serious issue. How can this be done? All I am suggesting to you is, with that caveat, I am a foot soldier of judiciary. We have to set highest standards, exemplary standards, indicating adherence to rule of law. How come criminal justice system was not operationalized as it would have done for every other individual? Even with respect to the Honorable President and the Governor, only the two functionaries, the coverage of immunity is only while they hold the office. And therefore, being integral part of this institution, that has defined what we are today, and that defines what our democracy is today. This issue for which people are waiting with bated breath, the money trail, its source, its purpose, did it pollute the judicial system? Who are the bigger sharks? We need to find out. Already 2 months have gone by, and no one knows better than people before me. Investigation is required to be with expedition. So is the case with registration of an FIR. I do hope and believe that the Supreme Court acted the very best so far because it had a legacy issue of judgments imparted in 90s. But now is the time to take a call. Partly the confidence has been restored by Justice Khanna when he put in public domain documentation which people thought will never be shown to them. That was a big step by him to project accountability and transparency. If democratic values have to prosper, I'm sure this is a test case. There must be swift investigation by those concerned with investigation. We must use scientific material.